Okay, so now that we've gone out and taken our pictures, we need to take them into the computer and make them look as good as possible before uploading. Again, we are not spending a ton of time on this. This is passive income. This is not in-depth photography skills. So we're just trying to do some quick fixes to make them look as good as possible. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to do this picture of the Joe T. Garcia's sign. This is in Fort Worth, Texas. And the picture itself is very standard. I just took a picture of the sign. So we're going to adjust some of these settings to make it look as good as possible before uploading it. So I'm doing it in Photoshop. There are so many other free softwares out there that you can be using. So I'm really just going to teach you a few principles with contrast, exposure, highlights, shadows, and it's not any software specific stuff. So feel free to use any software that you want. So first off, we're going to look at the white balance. It's as shot right now. I can do an auto, which looks worse. Daylight, which is where it was, which might be all right. Either daylight or as shot. They're both pretty good. I'm going to go with as shot because to me, I like the blue. That looks nice. This is kind of subjective, whatever you think looks good. You do want to be going for a natural look. You're not going for anything really stylized or anything like that. You just want what's natural. The exposure seems all right. There's nothing too dark, nothing too bright. It's always good to bump the contrast a little bit. And it's always good to bring the highlights down a little bit, especially if you're shooting against a sky. So I'm going there. The shadows, in photos, it's good to raise the shadows just a little bit. In video, you either raise or lower. It's a little different. Whites, it's always good to go up a little bit. And then blacks, you want to just at the line there. You don't want that to turn red yet. And right there is good. Clarity, texture, dehaze is always good to sharpen just a hair for clarity. And then with saturation and vibrance, I like to take the saturation down and then take the vibrance up about 4 times how much I've taken the saturation down. And that's pretty bright and saturated. Maybe I'll lower it down a little bit. So here we go. This is all of our light stuff, all of our contrast stuff, which is really good. And in Photoshop, and the other tab I like to go to is this one right here, and put on just a tiny little light vignette on there. So that was real fast, real quick. Up the contrast, lower the highlights, up the shadows, up the whites, lower the blacks. And up the clarity. That's really all we did. So that's kind of my basic, broad stroke Photoshop, and it makes into a nice image. Again, this is all about supply and demand. If this is the only picture of Joe T. Garcia's on Shutterstock, and that's where people are looking to download it, they will download it regardless of how much time and effort you put into post-processing. So make it look nice, but don't spend too much time on it. And that's pretty much all we got to do with photos. When it comes to videos, you just want to make sure you trim the video so it just captures the actual movement that you want. You don't want any distracting fumbles at the very beginning or at the very end. You just want to clip that 6 to 10 second clip. And then once you have that, if you have any form of stabilization, that always helps a lot. But then I would use the exact same color principles here that we used in Photoshop on your video clips, and it's basically the same thing.